Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
Wow. The amount of stress that team can cause, and with their experience, with their serve, with their speed, congrats to Oregon on a great year, on a great match. This was a total team effort from us. It's too bad our table's not long enough, because a lot more people could have been here. We had no give up tonight. Just the amount of fight to keep the ball off the floor, pursuit, to give ourselves a chance of staying in the rally was the best I've ever seen. And then the ability, the mental toughness to just, after they beat you with the speed of their attack, and the number of times that, our players could have been like, to just move on to the next play. And that's one of the things we talked about is, I think it was Hershiser that said his definition of mental toughness was moving on to the next play quickly, and that was something that we talked about. But it's a lot easier to talk about and discuss than it is to actually do it in practice with the Final Four on the line. So, really proud of our players. Excited that we get another week, and looking forward to taking the show to Tampa.
Coach, you mentioned no give up tonight. A couple of those points were like jaw dropping,
Yeah.
and you would put your hands up in the air. Can you just explain your reaction to some of those points? Like, I'm thinking about Gigi's and Julia's, and I mean, there was just so many that were
so
incredible.
I was going to see if you remembered all of them, but that would have been the most impressive thing of the evening. Our opponent demanded that that's how we played. We would not have won this match had we not played like that hard, that tenacious, and the opponent, but also where you're at. I mean, that's everybody that you're playing at this point in time is elite, and so many times these matches are decided by, these sets are decided by 2 points. That was one of the things Matt and I were talking about before the match. Both of us were in this situation last year in the regional final. Both of us had match point to go to the Final Four, and we both lost. It's you have to be right there and just not. You just can't give up, and we didn't. And because of that, they're rewarded here.
Congratulations, guys, on advancing to the Final Four. The margins in those first 3 sets were so tight, just a couple of points. And the fourth set, of course, was very competitive. But what do you feel like in that closing set, especially after dropping the third set, do you guys think made the difference in ultimately helping you guys seal the deal?
I think the third set was tight the entire time. So going into the fourth set, we were like, hey, we go back to Badger volleyball, and we just continue to work in service eve and to work on every single aspect, working in transition. And so I just think it was, hey, we got a whole nother game. It's just more volleyball there.
There was also pressure coming from both sides, and no matter how close it was, or if we had a lead or if they had a lead, it was like we keep the pressure on our side and we do what we're doing. They're going to get scrappy and they're going to get messy and send stuff back and vice versa, but we just need to stick with it and keep that pressure on.
Devin, anything to add?
I agree with both those.
For two of you, you've been to the Final Four. Sarah, this is a first for you. Can you sum up what's going through your heads, I guess, starting with Sarah and then the three of you, a little bit different situations?
I mean, I'm just excited to be here. Like, this is a dream come true, I think, for a lot of people. And to be able to be put in this opportunity with all of these girls, it's beyond words, honestly.
I'm so proud of everybody, and it just feels so great to get the people there like Sarah, like Chemi, who have never been in a position like this, to just experience what it's like to be in a Final Four and to hopefully make it all the way, because we're still climbing up. We haven't reached our best volleyball, so we're on our way up.
Yeah, I mean, I think almost about half of our team has never been to a Final Four or anything like that. So I'm more so just stoked that they get to experience that, and their first time like it was my freshman year. And I mean, like Kelly said, we trained 364 days out of the year for this one, and we got more to do.
Coach Ulmer was talking about how engaged and knowledgeable this fan base is and kind of what they bring to the field house. How much fun is that to have that crowd behind you guys like that?
Oh my gosh, it's the best thing ever. I think the field house is the best place to play at. Even when I was at a different school, I was like, this is my favorite place to play at. Just because of the energy. Everyone is always engaged every point, and they just love seeing some good volleyball. And so to just kind of feel that behind you is like no other.
It's electric. I mean, they wanted us to go to Tampa just as much as we did, so they were all for it.
Yeah, having such a knowledgeable crowd like helps a lot, especially with those like close plays, and they can really appreciate the long rallies or like the great shots, like throwing it to the corner, or like if it's in, they're like, oh no, don't call it. So yeah, love it here.
Kelly, anything to add?
Perfect.
Yeah. In that fourth set, Izzy got on the serving run, and I guess I'm wondering, it had been going back and forth there for a while. It had been a while since you guys had gotten the run in. Was she doing anything? What was she maybe providing from a serving standpoint that maybe you weren't getting for a little while?
It was big because you're right, it was side out, side out, side out, and we're thinking, holy smokes, we're going to be out of subs by the time we get to 12. And, she went with her cross-court serve, which is what she likes to do. And, we went away from where she had been going in that rotation. We'd been going at Gonzalez down the line, and she hadn't been. She wasn't point scoring very much on that, and so we said, I don't. What we decided was her serve was better than the passers that were over there, and so we gave her strength. Rather than game planning to go somewhere else. And she came in, got that first ace, got a few out of system balls. Yeah, and we were able to get some runs, and you're starting to feel a little bit better with the sub situation.
Sarah, you went through a lot in the offseason, obviously. Can you put into words what it means to not only have the season you had, but to end it where you're going to end it?
I mean, I had this conversation with Kelly while everything was going on, and to just be in this situation, I think is really cool. And I'm grateful. There's no other words to put it. I'm just very grateful that all the staff here and everyone at the UW hospital was able to get me back fully for season. And I think it just makes it even a little sweeter. Not being here would have torn me apart. And I just think putting all that work in is just making it a little bit sweeter every time.
Yeah, I got one.
How far of a drive is that from your home to Tampa?
About 4 hours.
4 hours? All right.
It's nothing.
Coach Ulmer said that's probably the best his team has ever served this year. So how were you able to defend so well tonight?
Oh, yeah, those are some fantastic serves. I can attest to that. We knew going in that Oregon was a fantastic serving team. And so me, Oz, and Gigi were just like, hey, we practice this every day. We get some good serves in. They get an ace. All right, next ball. We have, however many points there are in a game. So one ace doesn't determine that. So we were just trying to have some ball out mentality there. And props to them for having some fantastic serves.
Kelly, along those lines, they were serving really tough, but it seemed like your passing was timely. I mean, it seemed like, can you speak to that a little bit, where it seemed like, when you needed a play, you were getting it, especially late in sets?
They had some, so the balls were moving, and and dancing on us. And then they got into some areas of the court. What I really liked is that our problem solving was really good. I mean, they were going after yours and Gigi seemed there for a while. made an adjustment, got you off the line. You were a little bit stronger, and that started figuring that out. We were chasing them, and it was kind of a bend, don't break. One of the things we feel like we're really good is we're very comfortable being out of system. And so fight like crazy to keep the ball off the ground. Somebody step in there, put a ball up there, and we've got the hitters that can get up there and take good swings. All three of these guys, Timmy was the same thing tonight. And we didn't break, and we battled, and that's what you have to do when you're playing somebody that can make the ball dance like they can.
This one's for Devin and again. I know obviously on Thursday you guys were doing good on the block and out blocking Penn State. Was it again just standing on business again tonight for the block? It seemed just really good to shut down Oregon's attack, especially when it was always needed.
Yeah, definitely standing on business. A little more stomping this time. They they had a really fast offense, so just focusing on getting our hands over fast and shutting that down so we could keep Izzy behind the service line.
Agreed. A really fast tempo. I mean, luckily we have played some teams in our preseason and even earlier in the tournament and stuff with a faster tempo, so we could practice getting our hands over fast. But it was really just tracking it, getting over good touches. A lot of the times we weren't even going for stuff blocks. It's what can we do to get the ball good back on our side. But we just stayed disciplined, and we knew our defense also behind us had our back, so we could just go up there and do our job.
Yeah.
One more, Jim.
Kelly, kind of the same question I had for Sarah. She's been through a lot, and it was up in the air in the off season. For her to have the season she's had and to be here, what do you think that says, or what does it mean to you?
We've got more to do.
Yeah.
It's a you're super fired up for these guys. It's what they've got to be feeling. I wish I felt like that ever. It's just what that had to feel like right afterwards, and when you go through hard things with other people, and then you're able to have some success. There's just nothing that's like it, and they've battled through adversity, and we've got some bigger things in front of us, but. We're super excited to go. I mean, this is it's hard to do. It's really, really hard to do, and but it's going to be even harder on Thursday. And but here's what I know is that they're looking forward to it, and they're going to embrace that challenge.